Fuck up.
Fuck up.
Fuck up. Fuck up. Fuck up.
Fuck ups.
Fuck ups.
Fuck ups.
Fuck up. Fuck up. Tell us, what is Fuck Up Nights?
Bring business leaders and share on the stage about their fuck ups.
In the corporate world, did you feel like you lost some of that freedom?
Yes, and I was struggling a lot. Now I'm not working in corporate. I realize that it's not for me.
You can build trust across the community, and you can better collaborate, and you can feel happier because you translate yourself, your emotions, your life path. You get the feedback from people, and you understand that you're in a safe community.
Alla
Maria
aim to create a community of open-minded people,
destigmatize failures, and showcase that a path to success
is not always smooth and shiny.
So many great stories. From the last event, Ileana's sharing his experience with the food delivery where they forgot to order food and he ended up spending his precious time in the food truck. He lost the whole event.
I have to say, your event is one of the most beautiful events I've been. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Made in Cyprus, big business stories from a tiny island. And today, it's a very special episode. I say that every time, but today is a really special episode. We have Alla and Maria from Fuckup Nights Limassol. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Martin.
I absolutely love the concept. I love what you're doing. I love the way that you're doing it. And I want you to tell us, what is Fuckup Nights?
Oh, you mean what is the concept of
What is the
Fuckup
concept?
Nights?
What is the idea?
The main idea is to bring business leaders who are top in Cyprus and ask them to share on the stage about their business failures, their fuck-ups. That's
as simple as that.
Yes. So the name of the event is actually what's happening on the stage.
Yeah.
People come, very professional and specialists in their industries, and they share about their hard path and about their story, so that we can learn from that and gain some knowledge.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And these are people that work really hard to build the professional images, build on successes, right? So what is their perception when you say, no, I don't want you to talk about successes, I want you to talk about fuck-ups? What is their perception?
Most of them are quite open to that because we, first of all, when we look for speakers, we look for people with public speaking background and who will feel confident on the stage and who are open to holding different kind of conversations. And because we have this easy format and I think we're quite cheerful ourselves with Alla, people easily connect with us and they're ready to share something more and build trust across the community with their stories.
It's great. And why did you decide to do it?
Oh, we love this story. It's not just like a traditional way how people decide to do business together. So as the interesting concept, the story is also very interesting. Maria has fantastic background being a speaker herself, and one day she got invitation of making Fuckup Nights in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and we met in pharmacy.
Yeah, just before the flight, I went to the pharmacy to buy some stuff. And
but you knew each other.
Yeah.
We are friends from before, so I went to the pharmacy and Alla was there in the queue, and the queue was really long, 15 or 20 minutes, and we had enough time to discuss everything because we haven't...
To make a strategy, to see what kind of skills each other has in order to make it run.
Basically, it was like this. Oh, hi, what are you doing? I'm going to Kazakhstan now. I have a flight in 3 hours. Okay, where do you go? I go to Fuckup Nights. Oh, that sounds cool. Maybe you want to bring it to Cyprus when you're back. Okay, I'll find out. We can discuss the skills later. And I just go, and then I come back in 5 days, and in 2 days we bought the franchise, and that's it. So
wow, because it's a global movement, right? So
Yeah.
260 cities across the world. And why do you think it's so important that we talk about fuck-ups?
Do you have time?
Yeah, all the time of the world.
I will tell my perspective, and maybe
Yeah.
Alla will share hers as well. So I've been thinking in general about this question because all people ask, like, why do you think it's important? Why do others find it so relatable at the moment? So I've been reading a couple of books this year, and I have this philosophy that, like, the books just come to you. Like, I don't choose them. I just, like, maybe someone gives me a book or like the cover and I buy it, and I'm like, I feel like this is the message the universe telling me, so I needed to read right now. And the 4 books that stood out for me this year were like Ikigai on the happy living, the Japanese philosophy of Wabi-sabi, about the impermanence of life and like
which is
imperfection.
like what is your passion, what you're good at, and like
Yeah.
finding your true self. Amazing.
And also the emotional intelligence book, where you learn to understand yourself and connect with other people. And the last book I started reading recently, and I'm like already so inspired, is Daring Greatly, which is actually a TED talk as well. And it's about the power of vulnerability.
I remember that talk.
So basically all these books that stood out for me this year, they were about building deep connections between people, building trust, and being vulnerable and while doing what you love, and like connecting with people and growing the community around yourself. And I think, like, why is it important to share the failure stories? Because you can build trust across the community, and you can better collaborate, and you can feel happier because, like, you translate yourself, you translate your emotions, you translate your life path, you get the feedback from people, and you understand that you're in a safe community to do that. And this is like so much more empowering than anything else that you do in life.
I love that.
And it's like a global concept. Why?
I love that. And for you, Alla?
I think starting obviously from the corporate world, working for many years in different companies, I realized that it's very common to do mistakes when you work, but to share about them, it's not that easy because you don't want to be and show your colleagues or bosses that you're not so professional. So I was always thinking that it would be lovely to have a certain safe space where you won't be judged by the things, mistakes you did in your career, but you will be supported, and your like society, your community will say it's okay, you can move on and do stuff. So I think this whole concept help not only us to accept that we are not perfect, okay? It's also a very good way to show other people who come to our event as well, or who just see us on Instagram or subscribe to our Fuckup Nights Instagram, that it's fine, absolutely fine. It's like a learning process, and you can't learn a thing without losing something, without fucking up. I'm sorry, can we say it?
Yeah. I mean, this is a safe space. We can drop as many F words as we can. I don't know if YouTube will like it, but you're in my house.
We can do
this is the house of Fs. and I wanna dig more into your personal background, and I'll start by doing mine, because I grew up with Soviet Union parents. Very simple beginnings, but both of them super high achievers. You know, they came out of nothing and they relocated in Italy. They're both successful. They made really well, but honestly from zero. And there was no room for fuck up when I was growing up. Very similar to Asian families, just deliver, do, work, ask question later. There is no time for failure, no time for saying I'm tired. You have to prove your place, especially as immigrants as well back in Italy. how was for you? What was your early relationship with fuck-ups back into these early days of your lives?
It's a very good question because I think we have a different background. I grew up in a space where I was allowed to do, like I was literally owning my life when I was in school. Like the results I was bringing home was totally just my responsibility. If I got like 2, it's my number 2. I mean the exam, score. If I bring number 10, it's okay. Like it's my score 10. So it was absolutely up to me. And at one point of my life, I realized that I need to study very well because I do it for me, for myself, not for my mother and father and etc. So they gave me that freedom, and I ended up. Okay, I'm still scared sometimes to fuck up, but I think I'm more free than people who were very maybe Boston, yes.
So you were free growing up, then you entered in the corporate world. In the corporate world, did you feel like you lost some of that freedom?
Yes, and I was struggling a lot. Now I'm not working in corporate because I realize that it's not for me. I'm not made for that. I can't work and perform very good when I'm in these borders and limited. So I just accepted the way I am and just quit corporate life. So doing independent things and Fuckup Nights together with Maria. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely the opposite because I'm the person of tables. I have a table in Excel for everything.
You like Excel?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
No, I don't like Excel, but I really like structure.
Yeah.
And I have like millions of folders. They are all marked with different
No
colors.
space for fuck-ups then.
Now I have it, but before, because of my background, so we all come from Soviet families, and my parents, as yours, they come from very average families and from small villages, and they build their own business, and they had a very high expectations of me. I think I didn't have any chance to bring anything than A's, and I never had a chance to not win any of the competitions which I did in English, literature, Russian, Ukrainian, ballet dancing, Latin dancing, painting, and millions of different hobbies where I had to perform the best. And if I was not the best, I was always asked to go and fix that. So my responsibility and freedom, that's called, was by solving my problems myself from the early age. But like the problems, for example, I didn't get A on some subject and I had to go and fix, so I had to negotiate with the teacher, with someone else to give me, I don't know, extra tasks or to try to pass it again or do something else. So I had to find my way to be the first everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. It's fascinating how those early years also dictate what we do in our career and how we lose our way in a bit as well, and how important these or events that you are doing are.
Yeah, but I will tell you one very personal story about the start of my career. When I came to deposit photos as a junior copywriter, I felt that I didn't have enough skills for that, like to perform the way I'd like to perform. And I was working so hard that at some point my blood pressure went really high, and I was drinking so much coffee that I just like felt really bad at work. And the thing here is that I put too much pressure on myself, because like our culture in the company is like very work-life balanced, and like our managers, they're like, you should go have some rest, or like if you don't feel well, don't come to work because you will underperform or something else. So our culture did not promote this like extra work, but I had so much pressure on myself that I couldn't imagine like the day when I will not come to work because I feel sick, or I don't know, I have bad mood, or I didn't finish my task that I
But that's the
planned.
way you grew up, right? I
Yeah,
mean, so you
yeah,
brought
yeah,
it into
yeah.
work for
Yeah,
sure.
and this was one of the turning points when I really felt sick at work, and
Yeah.
then I got into the hospital when I realized that like my health is really important and maybe I should change something about the way I work.
Yeah. I had a very similar story as well, like overworked and then waking up in the back of an ambulance. And I think the stories that we're sharing now, they're important because we don't have to hit our head on the wall and then start realizing we need to change something. But it's very hard because like we live in a society that Instagram tells us how we should look, you know, LinkedIn tells us how we should work, YouTube tells us how we should speak. And we spend the longest time of our lives also trying to be someone else and not allowing that authenticity, right? And then that's why it's so important to have platforms like yours that share it.
I think Cyprus in general is all about work-life balance, because
For sure.
here
I
we
think that
have
is my
this
value proposition
like
there.
we have so many sunny days, and you want it or not, you will go
Yeah.
to the beach one day.
was that your choice of Cyprus because you were looking for
Yeah,
that?
I was looking for the warm climate,
Yeah.
and back then I was in the relationship, and my boyfriend got a job here,
Yeah.
so it just like stars aligned.
You were in the Baltic, you were in Riga.
Yeah, in Riga, and then like we moved here, and 7 years I'm still here. So
You've been a long time.
yes, it's the time just disappeared.
And good time as well, just before pandemic as well, right? So it was a great time.
It was interesting because before pandemic I was considering to move to Germany.
Yeah.
I was learning German for many years and continued to go to courses here in Cyprus, and I was thinking to go and try maybe Berlin or Frankfurt, but then pandemic started, and like everything showed that Cyprus is the best place where you can spend these hard times. And after that I was like, okay, this is a great place to be here and work here, build relationship, friendships, and etc. So
Yeah, and what's your story, Maria, for Cyprus?
I came here because of war. So our company, they had an office here, and they suggested us to move to one of the locations, which were also like Germany or Poland or something else. And I chose Cyprus first of all because I had some friends here already who moved from Ukraine, and I had a lot of colleagues from Ukraine here.
Yeah.
So because it's been a super stressful and tragic situation, obviously I was looking for some very safe environment where I can just come and already feel okay because I have the community and I don't have to start from the complete scratch. And and it wasn't like the conscious choice for me where I was like, okay, so I'm looking where to migrate and I chose Cyprus. It was more like, okay, this is the best option that I have at the moment. And it was very hard for me to adapt because Kyiv is a 5 million city, a 5 million people city, and before I lived for 2.5 years in London.
Yes.
And when I came here, I was like, can you please move? Can you please just go faster? I can't.
Siga.
And or I'm like, not siga, I have to do my work.
Yeah. Do you miss being among millions of people?
No. Now, no. After 2 years, I think I became like, I merged with this slow living concept here, and I went for my birthday to London, and my sister lives there at the moment, and it took me like 2 days, and I was like, okay, I'm not leaving the house anymore.
Yeah, you know what really strikes me when I go back into big city? The noise.
Yeah.
The constant noise, and like when you're living then, when you're in that ecosystem, you almost become deaf to the ambulances, the honks, the cars, the planes. But as soon as you go from Cyprus, it's like, all of a sudden everything is so loud. I know. I was in London as well for almost 10 years. I do miss it. Like I think, like my short summary of London, my one-line proposition of London is it gives a lot, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a lot from emotional, physical, mental energy as well. It's very fast. If you don't see your friends 1 week, you might see them in 2 weeks. Everyone is busy. You're running, and then ultimately you realize you're running behind what? Right? And Cyprus is the opposite. You almost never run, right? So there is an adjustment level from big cities coming into Cyprus.
And I feel like when I come to London, I always think of it that I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Same.
So you're just in love with all the opportunities, all the culture, streets, architecture, everything, but you hate it because it's so overwhelming.
You are so right.
And here in Cyprus, you're just like loving it.
No. I think it's more predictable, right? So if you had to put it into a chart in one of your Excel pages, London will be up and down. Cyprus will be, kind of steady, a bit up, a bit down. There are many things that happen that could be better. But Zarian, as my business partner, taught me how to treat with these hiccups of bureaucracy, or how the things that are not perfect in Cyprus.
Just accept it.
He called it, he said just accept it. And he said is the Cypriot tax. You're paying sometimes for all the rest, for the quality of life.
But it's good enough.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Alla, you said it. It's it's a good place to work, and it's a good place to live. There is a lot of good immigration, like you two, us three. I hope we are a good example of that as well. Limassol specifically in the last couple of years, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
Because you've been. How long have you been here, Maria?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. So you're getting there. Like 7 years, it's
I can tell you a story. Like when I moved to Limassol, it was just one good coffee shop.
But,
one.
Exactly. But events-wise as well, there was only Forex events, right?
Yeah,
there was nothing else.
Nothing. Yeah. So what I was doing? Maybe you're wondering. Like you do.
Well, I was drinking coffee. It was from the same place, obviously.
Like I was doing lots of activities. Like Cyprus is great for hiking, every possible water activity. Like I'm certified diver. Like and like you can do everything, bicycle, this and that. So I was doing that, and then all the events came. So now we do move to that direction. But really, it was just one coffee shop.
Yeah, and there was no event. Reflect was starting. Stylianos was starting.
It was just starting.
Starting really small. They did one remote, and they grew from there. But I think the most interesting journey is these last 2-3 years. Obviously, unfortunately, because of the conflicts in around the world, but that was another incentive that brought you here, together with another big community of very talented people. And there is so much happening in terms of events as well. Fuckup Nights, Marketing Next, Elevate, gaming events, meetups, the tech. It's wild. It's a great place. So that part of immigration is good, but there is always there is also the part of immigration that doesn't wanna connect much with the tissue. So how do you find your life here from the Russian community and the locals? Do you feel integrated? Do you feel welcome?
By Cypriots, you mean? Absolutely. Me personally, yes. I worked many years in like average size Cypriot company with Cypriots, and I was treated like a family member. Yeah. And before today, actually, I used to live in mountain, like in Limassol, and it's only Cypriots there. And one Easter, I was staying alone, and they brought me a little pie because they felt bad that I'm like not spending this time with the family. So I was always feeling that like they either consider like a daughter, like a brother or sister. So I always I never met a person who wanted to do something bad for me. So I never experienced that. So I think they are extremely welcoming. Considering the fact that it's not just me, it's many people like us who moved here to their island, to their land, and they are very like open-hearted, which is mind-blowing, like how people can be so kind to you, even if they don't know you. Something we need to learn from them.
Yeah, but I think it's a part of their culture and their background because they have a lot of nations and a lot of cultures in Cyprus just historically because of their location.
It's a big mix,
Yes, it's a big mix, and this mix provides for what we have now, for this like welcoming atmosphere in Cyprus because in the UK you don't have that, and you don't have that in Germany. They have very closed communities, and
it takes a while to penetrate.
Yeah, yes. Here it's different. Yeah.
And going back to the concept of fuck ups, like what would you say to someone that doesn't wanna share fuck ups? You know, like what would be your word of advice? Because it does take courage as well, right? Especially if you're talking to strangers. But what would be your suggestion for someone in this situation?
We didn't have that conversation at all, I think, now, because everyone just keep applying as a speaker.
Oh, wow.
So I think we never been in a situation where we had to convince someone.
So at the beginning you looked for speaker, right? Because you were starting, and now you already have people wanting to join.
We have a long list
Amazing.
of people, and we just choose who we want to invite this time and who we can match the calendars with. But I think
it's surprising. I thought there would have been more. I don't want to say rejection, but like people will have been more on their toes, you know, to open up.
But I wouldn't give to people any advice if they don't want to share. If you don't want to share, don't do that.
It's not the right time.
Yeah, it's not the right time for you. So we never force anyone, or we never try to convince someone to come and speak to us. Like, if you're ready, you will do this. If not, we'll see what happens in 1 year, in 2 years, maybe never.
And from all the stories that you heard, what are your key takeaways? Because you also are in a privileged situation that you get to witness all the stories, right? So you are there at the event and you hear it all. What have you learned personally so far?
Alla will answer this question because I'm on the stage moderating, and every time I have a blackout of anxiety.
You woke up the next day.
Yeah,
what happened?
I need to announce someone, or like, because literally people come to me like, so can you tell me one really cool story from the Fuckup Nights? I'm like, I just remember some flashes when people are reacting, but other than that, I'm like so trying to manage everything at the same time.
We'll get into that as well, into the events management.
I hardly remember, like I just remember part of your story, or I remember your presentation, like how it looks visually, but what were you saying, unfortunately?
Oh my God, there are so many great stories. I think from the last event, I was laughing a lot on Stylianas sharing his experience with the food delivery, where they had an event and they forgot to order food, and Stylianas had to rush and find quickly the restaurant that will deliver and supply some snacks for the audience, and he ended up spending his precious time in the food truck because it didn't have any personnel to serve, so he lost the whole event and he missed that. So there are many stories like this, and they're so funny. Oh my God, it will take over our time.
And have you seen similarities in between them?
No, they are different. They depends on the industry. Like, for example, we had Nadia from Unlimint. She had lots of fuck-ups and funny stories making marketing for the company where she's working from Expos. Stylianas, he has different background. He's related to developing and also the event organization. So it's like different fuck-ups, different...
I think I noticed one similarity, which is like... the people who drop out of university, school or something sometimes become super successful in their careers, and we've had a couple of people share their stories like this.
Interesting.
So it's not like you think that, okay, so I'm successful in my career because I've studied very well. No.
Yeah. And were they studying something that they didn't
Yeah, they
particularly
didn't
like?
or they realized they didn't like it, like during the studying years, and they just, I don't know, decided to not finish their education.
I love those stories as well, and particularly when we're hiring for the factory as well, and when the CV is like this, there are gaps or something happens. I always get curious. I have a huge respect for people that have the courage to abandon a paved path, or to be self-taught and go and learn something new. Because sometimes it's much faster that way than years and years in uni.
But practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to.
And now it's a great time. Now, like when you see that kind of CV, you don't judge the person. You want to see what kind of soft skills that person has and hard skills that maybe he learned from Coursera or other platform. But I think back then when we were finishing our universities, it was a little bit like
different. Yeah.
You needed those things, those bullet points, those names, those studies.
By the way, it's very interesting. I never been asking for my diploma in Cyprus.
For your what?
Never was asked for my diploma in Cyprus. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been asked for my diploma as well. Like
I didn't finish uni, so there isn't much to show in there. And like I have to say, your event is one of the most beautiful events I've been. Like super well organized, very beautiful gifts, very beautiful location. You're changing location all the times as well. Like, so tell me a bit more about the organization, what goes behind it. But honestly, one of the most beautifuls I've seen. In Europe, not only in Cyprus. So you really,
oh my God,
you
I will
really
cry now.
You really put the bar
you
high.
need to be very careful with words because the emotional ones sitting here, like we can float here at one point.
So tell me how much of you goes into there, and how much guidance from, because it's a franchise as well, right? So help me understand a bit the operational side of things.
We don't like the guidance from the franchise is very simple. We need to have at least.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. No. Oh my God.
There is perfect story.
There is a perfect story for that. So when we started our social media, we did the first 3 posts, and Alla is responsible for all the graphics and for the design side, and she was like really trying hard to make it look impressive and everything. And then we like have a scheduled call from the headquarters, and
like ASAP, there is a
ASAP branding feedback or something like this, and we were like, oh my God, like it's our literally first week and we fucked it up. And we come on this call and they're like, guys, you've done a great job, but you need to fuck it up a bit. Like, it's like too perfect.
It's too perfect. Yes, like do it not that accurate, a little bit.
Yeah, can you just do some messy design? Can you please not do all these grids and everything?
But so were you coming from events before? Have you done events before this?
Yes, but not on that maybe scale.
I've done, but as a part of the team.
Yeah.
I will just quickly switch to the guidelines. So the guidelines are super simple. It's like we need to have at least 40 people, and we need to provide for a welcome drink for guests so they could relax.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like this is the only guidance.
I could have done those guidelines.
Yeah, and all the other stuff that we're doing, it's our initiative. In Kyiv, we've done some franchise events before. So we've done the Social Media Week, which is a global franchise as well. And we've done Social Media Week Kyiv for like 300 people as well. And we organized some of the events, but it was the same scale of events that we've been doing with a team of 20 people that we're now doing just together with Alla. And it's a completely different experience, although I understand how it works from the inside.
But the promotion you're doing yourself, the partnering you're doing yourself.
Everything.
Like completely
Everything.
Yeah.
Traffic, paid campaigns, designs, all the collaborations, all the communication with speakers, finding the location, agree with the location, sign the contract, to find the media partnerships, everything.
You make any money out of it?
A bit.
A bit. So it's not only pain.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. And why are you changing location every time? What's the thinking behind it?
We grew out of our
Yes.
location.
Every time you need a bigger place.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So first time when it was in Cinema Bar, we expected 100 people. It was 130. Second time in Gazeba Mare, we planned 200. It was 250 people. Oh no, sorry, 230. And now we were like, okay, we take the place which can include 250 people. So our calculation looks like it will be like more than 250
And it's impressive.
people now.
You've done just 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Congratulations.
the most inspiring part for us is because with our first event, we wanted to do just 100 people because we were like, nobody knows us in Cyprus. We don't have a strong personal brand, and this is the first event that we are organizing, just the 2 of us. And so we came to the location a couple of hours before the event, and the tickets were sold out because we knew that the capacity of the venue is just like 100 people. And I don't know, the event starts at 6, and at 4 people were standing at the doors and asking like, can you please, like, how much should I pay so you let us in? Like, do you want, I don't know, 100 euros or something else?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, sorry, we can't do this because we don't want you to stand for like 3 hours or something. Like, please.
So people really want it.
Mm-hmm.
But people really were coming, so we had to accommodate around 30 extra people by giving them just the reduced price tickets so they can stand or sit on a high chair or something like this, because they were just coming to the doors and coming and coming. Yeah.
And the story repeated the second time as well. It was many people, visitors at the entrance, calling to gazebo, like, we see it's sold out, can we have a ticket? And they were asking me to take the phone from their reception. So
yeah, amazing. I had a few people as well, because when I was speaking there last time as well, asking me, oh, can we come? So I guess because it's something unique, really different, right?
I think I feel this way. I think that this has so much interest because it's something new for the island.
Yeah.
Like, we have many fantastic events that people do, but they are related gaming, IT, like maybe real estate, and others.
Business
Yes,
events,
business more maybe dedicated to a certain topic, but here it's something which stands out from many other events that happening here. So
tell us about the next event.
it's soon.
When is it?
It's December 10th. It's going to be in Seven Seas Columbia Plaza.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
We keep the date the same.
And the number the same. It was also 10th.
Yeah.
11th.
10th,
yeah.
We always keep Tuesday.
Superstitious.
Yes, and always like, I think it's the second week of the month for us. I don't know, somehow it happened.
Have you announced the speakers?
Not yet. We'll do it very shortly.
Can you give us a sneak peek teaser or something?
One of them will be Gala Grigoreva, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at Zarian. Yes, and she's also doing the TEDx. And I think
she's also coming to the show. I mean, she was supposed to come to the show months ago, but like our calendars never managed to align.
We asked her to come to the first Fuckup Nights, but we can't match the calendars.
Same.
And this time I came like 3 or 4 months before to her, and I was like, please book for December 10th. She's like, okay.
She's great.
Yes, and the other speakers I can't sneak peek yet.
Okay.
But it's gonna be soon.
And what is the best place for people to get involved, find out more about the event?
I think it's LinkedIn and our Instagram page. We update it all the time when we have some more information. So yeah, you can just follow us there.
Yeah, or come to the event, and you will know all the information about what we're doing.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your time. And as a last question, what are your current focuses, future projects, future plans? What are you personally focused on right now?
Personally, apart from Fuckup Nights?
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm opening my own social media management. agency. Yeah. So I guess within 1 month I will manage to run it, and I already am interviewing people who will be joining my team. So I'm working on that currently, and Fuckup Nights, of course, is one of my main priorities. So
that's a good year of changes, huh?
It was a huge year for me personally.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations
Thank
and
you.
good luck with that.
Thank you a lot.
Maria?
I'm already working for almost 6 years in the same company, and we have a lot of very exciting projects coming because Deposit Photos is a stock photography company, and now is a very challenging time for us because of the AI and everything.
Lots of changes.
Yeah, and it's a lot of changes in the strategy, in like how we want to position our company and everything. And me as a content person, I'm involved a lot in all the changes that are happening. So I think now we have so much work that I've never had like for many years because of all these changes. So it's also challenging for me to combine both, and yeah, I just continue do what I'm doing for many years already.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing Fuckup Nights in Cyprus, specifically in Limassol. Good luck with that, but doesn't look like you need any. You're doing amazing. The event is growing. The stories are awesome. I was there. I was really impressed. So thank you very much for bringing it to Cyprus, and
you're invited to the.
I'll be there.
Yes,
I have it in my calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
See you
much.
next time.